All right, welcome to review day 2, getting ready for our chapter 2 test. And as always, I would encourage you to have out a notebook and pencil and try these questions. So pause the video, try them, and then you can watch the solution. So including this warm-up one, pause and see if you can remember what this means. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to try it, and this f negative 10 means put an input of negative 10 into the function named f. So basically I'm going to put negative 10 in for x, and then figure out the result. So here we have a lot of negatives, but we're going to do the opposite of negative 10. That's what this means, opposite. So I have 10 and then minus 5, and so we get an answer of 5. So basically the f function, when you input negative 10, gives you an output of 5. All right, so our answer here really is 5. All right, on the test there will be one sort of story problem. And so this is a linear equation question it's asking for. So basically we're trying to write an mx plus b equation, right? Where you really got to find the slope and the starting point. Okay, so kind of as a hint here, the slope is like how much sanity I'm losing a day, and the y-intercept is how much sanity I started with. All right, so pause the video and see if you can make some sense of it. Okay, so after 10 days, I have 175 sanity left. And then after 14 days, I have 165. So kind of the trick here is that's a change of 4 days. So in that 4 days, my sanity went down 10 points. Okay, so basically that's my slope, is if you reduce that, I lose negative 2.5 sanity a day. Okay, so in my equation, I have negative 2.5 sanity per day. And then I don't know B. So there's a few different ways to do this, but maybe the way I would think of it is if I'm losing 2.5 sanity a day, then on day 10, right, I've lost 10 times 2.5 days of sanity, or 2.5 per day. That means I've gone down a total of 25 sanity on day 10. Right? If I'm losing 2.5 per day, then at that point I've lost 25 total, meaning if I just add 25 to this, I must have had 200 sanity at the beginning. Right? So my equation is like that. Right? And you also could put it in point slope. Right? That would have been another option, is to take this slope and take this point, write it in point slope and convert. But that would get you the same thing here. Okay, so I wanted to go over absolute value on a calculator because I'm not sure if I've done that or not, but basically you could pause the video and see if you can remember how to graph this by hand, and then we'll talk about it more from there. Okay, so this moves us left 4, and then the minus 3 is going to go down 3. Okay, so I'm going to go left 4, down 3, and that's not my slope. That's just where the V starts, right? Our V normally starts here, but because of these numbers, it's going to be left 4, down 3, and then this number is my slope. So I'm going to go down 2 over 1 in both directions. So it's 2 to 1 slope, and we get an upside down V, right? It got flipped over the x-axis, or flipped upside down. Sorry about the poor drawing there. Okay, so that's what the graph of that is going to look like. And I just wanted to show you how to do it on your calculator because it's pretty easy and helpful as long as you know how to find this ABS button. Okay, so to graph, I'm just going to go into y equals here, clear out anything that might be in there, and then I'm going to take negative 2, and then I'm going to times the absolute value. So to get to that, I've got to do math and go over the number, and then number 1 is the ABS. So that gives me my absolute value. Here's my x variable. So then I'm just going to put my plus 4, and then I'm going to hit over to put the minus 3 in the back. Okay, and then I'm just going to hit graph. And so this is just kind of a way to check. So that's what it should look like. I can check my picture, see that it looks good, even though my picture looks like garbage. But you get the idea that calculator can help you verify that you graphed it correctly. So I hadn't talked much about that before, but it's pretty useful And then you can do the same thing with squares, right? If you go in here and need to graph one like negative 2x squared, you can just hit this little hat thing and get the square. And that should be the parabola shape flipped upside down and then stretched. So the calculator is kind of a good way to verify your work. All right, we'll keep plugging along here. Next one up there, slope-intercept form again. You'll have the equations on the test. You just have to know that this is slope-intercept. So pause the video and give this a shot. Okay, so the slope I'm going to find by subtracting the y's on top. So I'm going to do 7 minus 1. And then when I do my x's, I got to do the same order. So since I picked this 7 first, I'm going to do the 1 first when I do the x's. So that would give me 6 over 3. This would become an add, right? So our slope looks like it's 2. Okay, and then the hard part about this is to find b. There's no like easy way to find it, right? So what I end up doing is writing it in point slope first, since I've got a couple points here, and then convert. Right? And it doesn't matter which point you use, honestly. I'll pick the 1, 7 since it doesn't have many negatives. So I'm going to do y minus 7 and our slope of 2, and then x minus 1, and then just convert. So I'm going to distribute this 2. So y minus 7 equals 2x minus 2, and then add the 7, and you get y equals 2x plus 5. So that's the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, graph one. And again, this would be a good one where if you want to graph it on your calculator, that would work fine. I'm going to graph it by hand, but whatever you want to do, pause the video. Okay, so this is going to be V-shape because it's absolute value, and then it just shifts. So this just goes right 3, because the left to right is opposite of what we think. So it's right 3 and then up 7. So maybe I'm going to go by 2's here to make it fit. Oops, 6 and then 8, so 7. So maybe I would go 1.5, so that'd be 3 here, and then there would be 7. And then I'm just going to draw the 1, oops, wrong way, and draw the 1-to-1 slope going up. Okay, so both of these are going up by 2, and there's where we would start, and then just draw the slope here is just 1-to-1. Okay, next graph one. So first thing I'm thinking here is that it's a U shape because it's squared. And then this makes us go, let's see, left 3 because of plus 3. And then the trick on this is the negative on the outside would flip it upside down. But because it's on the inside, this is going to reflect over the y-axis. And again, because it's on the inside, if it's on the outside, it would reflect over the x-axis. So what actually happens is you're going to go left 3, but then it flips over the y-axis, so it flips over here. And then I'm just going to draw the shape, right? And if you're not sure on this one, definitely just type it in the calculator, right? And sorry for the poor handwriting. I'm writing on this little board and I have a hard time writing, but we should just get our U parabola shape that went left 3 and then reflected over, and it's still facing up because the negative's on the outside. Okay, graphing an inequality. Pause the video, see what you remember here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to think is this is a line, right? Because it's basically y equals mx plus b. We don't have absolute value, so it's not a v. And then I'm going to solve it for y. So I'm going to start by adding 2x to both sides. So I have 4y less than or equal to negative 12 plus 2x. Okay, and then to get y alone, I'm going to divide by 4. Okay, and I'm not going to flip the sign because I'm dividing by a positive 4. Right, if it was negative, then the sign would flip, but because it's positive, it doesn't flip. So then I have minus 3 and then 2/4. I'm going to just reduce that to 1/2. I'm going to leave it as a fraction because I want my slope that way anyways. All right, so to graph this one, it's just a y-intercept of negative 3. That's this number. And then I'm going to go up 1, right 2. So I have a positive sloping line as I go left to right. Okay, and then when I graph this, I got to remember a couple things, right? If there is an equal to, we're going to draw a solid line. So this should be a solid line through those points, all right? Because there is an equal to. If there wasn't, it'd be dashed. And then you have to shade. And so for the shading part of it, the mouth is facing away from y, meaning y is little. So y is some little value, so we're going to shade down below the line. Okay, and all our answers are all these points on the line and below the line. Okay, so next up is a solving one. Again, I'd pause the video here, give it a shot. My hint here for you is that there should be two answers. So anytime you have an absolute value problem, there's two answers. All right, so the trick is you want to get the absolute value alone first. So my first step here is actually to subtract 2. Okay, and then now that this is alone, I'm going to split it to 2 because basically I could either have 10 here or negative 10. So this expression could either equal 10 and it would be true because the absolute value of 10 is 10, or the expression could equal negative 10 and it would be true. All right, because the absolute value negative 10 is 10. So now I just got to solve this. So add 2 to both sides, divide by 6. Okay, that's one answer. And then go to this one, add 2, that's negative 8, and then divide by 6. And so if we reduce that a little bit, that'll be negative 4/3. All right, and those are my two answers to that absolute value equation. Okay. Graphing with the intercepts. Pause the video, see what you remember. So what I usually see here a lot is kids want to solve this for y, right? They want to put it in mx plus b, right, to graph, which is somewhat valid. That would get you the y-intercept because b would be the y-intercept, but it wouldn't get you the x-intercept, right? It would get you the y, but not the x. So the other way to find the intercept is to remember that they're the 0 points. So in a table, if you make x 0, that'll make it where it crosses on the y-axis. Okay, and if x is 0, we have negative 2 times 0 plus 5y has to be 10. So 5y has to be 10, meaning y is 2. Okay, so that would be our y-intercept, right? 0, 2. And then to find the x, you just do the reverse. You do y 0 and find x. Right, so if y is 0, we have negative 2x plus 5 times 0 equals 10. And so we have negative 2x equals 10. This is just nothing. And then divide by negative 2 and we get negative 5. Okay, so that's where it crosses on the x-axis, right there. Okay, and then we're pretty much done. Right, if we have to make the graph, once we have the intercepts, just draw the line through the 2 points and boom, we're done. Okay, so that's graphing with the intercepts. And the key is, remember, they're the 0 points in the table. Find the 2 points and connect the dots. Okay, last one for you. Graph the absolute value inequality. Okay, first thing I'm going to realize here is this is going to be a V because it has absolute value. So I know it's a V shape. And I know it's going to be dashed because there's no equal to. And so I'm going to get y alone like we normally would. So I'm going to start by minusing 3 from both sides. All right. And then basically, if you want to flip it all around, you can. Just make sure the mouth is still facing away from y. That helps you. So now I'm going to go, let's see, right 5 because of the minus 5, and then down 3. So that's where my v starts. Again, that's not my slope. That's where the v starts. And when I draw my v, this is actually the slope. So I'm going to go 2 to 1 in both directions. 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. Erase this. I have an extraneous point there, but 2 to 1 each direction. And then I'm going to draw my v from there. All right, so draw it up this way, draw it up this way. Oh, and it looks like I forgot that it should be dashed. So I'm just going to write dash next to it. Okay, and then the final step is to shade. So the mouth is facing away from y, so y is little. So I'm going to shade down below the v. So my answer is everything below the v. All right, all of those points would be solutions to this absolute value inequality. All right, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hopefully we're ready for the test.